eventually, with my story, my health condition and stuff like that, I wanted to talk to people, encourage them. You know, I've had doctors tell me I want to go make the C18 because of my health conditions. And if I was going to be on the feeding tube and breathing monitor. I'm 27 and I'm living, you know.
Living your best life.
Yeah, living my best life. So it...
Yeah, but what you think? I'm thinking big. Think big. The bigger I think big. Think big. Think big. Yeah, I'ma think big. Think big. Think big. Yeah, I'ma think big. Yeah, I'ma think big. Yeah, I'ma think, yeah.
What's up, all my thinkers out there? This your boy Deon, the Moteevator, back again with another motivational Think Big Thursday video. And today I'm here with none other, the one, the only, the beautiful Hello Hustlers, Jamaya. How you doing, Jamaya?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you guys?
How's everything been going with
Everything's been going pretty smooth. Everything's been going pretty smooth. Just trying to, you know, uplift myself in this moment and rise up.
Guys, we got in this moment, man. Biden, 2020
man,
president.
that's crazy.
What
you
think
excited?
about it?
You know,
it's like,
it's one of them things like, it's a catch-22.
I
You know,
don't know.
it's always something with one of them. You know,
Exactly.
nobody's perfect, and you know, they have to always tackle the problems that the previous president had.
Yes,
So, you know,
yes.
it's a whole different situation within itself. But I'm a firm believer in the Almighty. You know, there's a God.
Yes. And that's why I'm at with it. It's like, no matter who the president is, like, I'm still gonna be good. My family's still gonna be good. That's not like one person is not gonna stop me from grinding or working hard and following my dreams. Now, what they do and the message they spread could affect it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm not gonna let that stop me. So that's why I'm at with that. Like, but I'm excited though. It's a change, you know. First black female vice president in office.
That's big. That's big. I hope women take advantage of that and really, you know, let that empower them and let them know, like, you know, you can do something different. You know, it's something different that you can do out here. It's not impossible. It's always obtainable. You just got to put your mindset to it.
That's for real. So talk a little bit about mindset and Hello Hustler. First of all, who is Jamaya? What is Hello Hustler?
Okay, Jamaya is someone who's growing, learning, changing, evolving, always about her hustle and always trying to evolve her hustle. And that's how Hello Hustler came about. I just wanted to do something different. When 2020 came about, I wanted to change up my mindset, change up my finances. You know, I struggled big in college with finances, and so I wanted something different. And somebody once told me, you will never be rich working for somebody else. And it just smacked me like a ton of bricks. Like, man, you right. I would never be rich working for Bill, somebody who got his own office, you know, bathroom in there, driving his car. It's like, I would never be him working for him. So it really made me think about what I wanted to do, how to turn my main hustle into a side hustle. And then that's where Hello Hustler came about. And I was like, man, I wanna really encourage people who ain't never done nothing, who ain't never had nothing of their own, encourage them, like, you know, the business that you want is obtainable, the brand that you want, it's obtainable. You just gotta change, you know, how you operate and how you wired right now. And this is a perfect time to do it. While everything's standing still, you got to take advantage of that time. Then you got, because once the world get back moving, it's going to be full force.
And it's going to go so fast. It's like, once you in the rhythm of doing something, you don't even realize that you're doing it. It's just, now you're in the routine of doing it. But if you don't start,
it's like you'll never start.
Exactly.
And that's one thing, you know, even I struggle with it. Even, you know, with my, as far as my videos, I actually scheduled my first interview in February. Still haven't done it yet. It's a mindset thing. You have to rewire a lot. Starting a business, you have to go out and obtain the knowledge. It's not given to you. You don't have a syllabus or a rule book saying, you know, look at this, look this up type deal. There's no book to the business. You got to go out and get that knowledge on your own. So that right there is a hustle within itself. You low-key putting yourself through college, you know.
And then that's what it's all about. You know, this entrepreneur grind it's different, you know. It's different from anything that I ever experienced in my life, from having to set your own schedule to having the freedom to not knowing where your next dollar is coming in. It's just, like you said, it's the mindset. What mindset have you adopted over the last 3 months to get you to where you are now?
Honestly, I had to value my time. I had to ask myself, why is it so important that I'm making sure I'm up every day at 8 to go work for somebody else? But on my off days, I'm not making sure I'm up at 8 to go work for myself. And that's the thing that's going to benefit me the most,
Yes.
you know. My brand is what I'm going to make my bread and butter off of,
Yes.
you know. So why not put that time and effort and give myself the same energy that I give Bill, who I work for, you know. So that's what really made me change up some stuff. I had to really be real with myself, you know. Through this whole process, when I was being lazy, I had to really like dig into myself, because as you know, you're essentially your own cheerleader.
Yes.
So
like, come to Jesus from me.
Yeah, I have one of them.
Hey, we all go through that. You know, we all go through those moments to where it's like, man, like I want to do something different.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
But if we just start, it's like if you just take that first step, the other steps will follow.
But you know what? Honestly, my first step was reaching out to the girl. I knew who I wanted, but once I reached out to her, she said, yeah, my mind kind of just exploded, and I had so many ideas. And with each idea that came, I got so overwhelmed because I didn't know where to start with each idea, to where the point was just like, I wasn't starting. I kept delaying it because something wasn't going right. And it'd be a small piece, and like, yo, Jamaya, you letting that bother you? really need to go ahead and get started. So it's just a matter of just putting yourself out there and changing your mindset. You can't be scared. If you're going to be scared, still do it. You know, do it scared. This is the perfect time. Do it scared.
Yep, no, that's real. You know, a lot of times when we scared is when we make I wouldn't say the best decisions, but we make the best decisions for that time, because fear, it invokes emotion that can make you get up and move.
It's
or
like
it
you
can
don't
make
want
you
it to go wrong,
exactly,
so you thinking about it, you know, so deep, because you don't want nothing to go wrong. It's your baby, essentially. So definitely, fear definitely brings you to a point where it's like, okay, you either jump or you gonna sit there. But you can't sit there because so many people passing you by. One thing I'm a firm believer on is who you surround yourself with. That's big. You gotta surround yourself by people who doing better, so you encouraged to do better. So that's one thing I had to do as well. All my friends, there's some type of entrepreneur. I have a friend who has a sex blog. You know, she does, you know, things for women, to their 𝐓𝐡𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻 and stuff like that. I have a friend who does the little crochet kit for hair. So I have all different types of friends who have different type of businesses. And once I hear, you know, the girl talk and we get to talking and hear how everybody doing good, it's like, I gotta come with some fire now, and I really gotta get my stuff together. So who you hang around really plays a big part in how you hustle as well.
And that's your team. You know, a lot of times we say we don't want to get started because we don't have a team. But we really do. If you utilize the people that's around you, because like the young lady that you said that does the 𝐓𝐡𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻, you know, she can offer a service to your clients that you can't provide. The other young lady who does the crochet, she can offer a service to your clients and vice versa. So if you guys put it all together,
it's like one big mess pie of money. We bound to make it. It's just gotta form together and get together. I think that's a lot of things that, you know, we as a people, we don't take advantage of is our peers. You know, your friends could be the ones that help you climb to the top. You just gotta work as a team.
You gotta work as a team and encourage them. You know what I mean? Because right now, one friend may be up and another one may be on the rise.
That part.
But if you, like you say, if you're their cheerleader, when it's your turn, they're going to be there to support you. You know?
When you've been the cheerleader, you can't, you know, expect that discount. You know, I like that t-shirt, but let me go ahead and get it half off. No, I pay full price for your friend business.
You know, and that's another thing. As a hustler, hello hustler. How do you deal with that? Like when people trying to, you know, I'm your friend and I want a discount. Like how do you deal with that?
I really haven't had nobody. Everybody respects me, so they respect my brand. I did have one friend where it's kind of a little extra. He just got drafted to the NFL, and he wanted to be a part of my brand. He wanted to expand his money. I respect anybody's hustle to expand their money. He didn't want football to be his only hustle, and so he was just like, "Yeah, I'll put into your brand." But I think he kind of felt like because he just got drafted and he had this name that, you know, he should get half of my. I'm like, nah.
I built this.
You know, you ain't with me shooting in the gym. You on the field, you know. So it was a little different. So I had to, when I approached him, I was like, yo, I appreciate you for wanting to be a part of my business. That's just dope because you believe in me. You know, you believe in what I'm trying to do. But I think at this time I'd feel better if you was a supporter. You know, I give you the merch, you know, wear, take pictures. And I was like, even still, you know, for every order you get, I'll give you your own code, and your fans can go ahead and put the code in, and I'll give you a certain percentage of the sales. But to give you 50% of my business, that's a stretch. This is my baby, you know. I can't just give you my business. So with stuff like that, I always have to think logical on how this person can benefit me, but at the same time, you know, looking out for the best interest of my brand.
Your brand, so, like I said, that's your baby.
Exactly.
That's your baby, man. That's your baby. And, you know, we we want to protect our babies, you know, and
right.
nurture them and watch them grow. I know your business, Hello Hustler, it's all about mindset.
Right.
What mindset tips could you give, like the younger audience that's going through things that maybe, you know, say, man, listen, I don't have everything I need. I don't have the support I need, but I have a hunger. I have a hustle inside of me. How do they wake up and hello to that hustle?
Okay. I would say, honestly, it starts with you. You have to get yourself together. Before this process, I really had to get myself together. I had to clean out a lot of old boxes and bags, because on this journey, you can't carry that hurt, that pain, that anger, and, you know, all them toxic traits, you know, from all, you know, years ago. You have to keep chugging. You have to work on being a better you. And once you become a better you, you know, I don't know what everybody else believes in, but I believe in, you know, God, Jesus Christ. So I know he has a plan for me. So once I start falling in his purpose, you know, everything else will flourish. So I really had to just get myself grounded and get myself rooted. You know, I had to take a look at myself and really see how I was hurting myself, because we do things as humans to hurt ourselves, to put ourselves in predicament. Like, man, you know what? I knew that was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be that big. So you kind of really have to adult in a sense. You kind of got to put yourself out there to where if you're going to make that decision to be an entrepreneur, you got to be about your business. Because if it fails, it's only on you.
It's on you.
You can't blame nobody else. It's only on you. So you got to get yourself together and make sure you grounded right. So when it's time to take off, you can hit that ground running.
You're ready to go. So what's some of the biggest things or the biggest obstacles that you face over the last couple of years, you know, in starting a business? Because it can be hard, you know, starting something new, something fresh, something that, you know, a lot of times, a lot of people around you, when you're talking about it, they're excited. But when it's time to put the rubber to the road, it's like you're left there by yourself. What obstacles did you face during that time, and how was you able to overcome that?
The biggest obstacle I faced was my finances. Like I said, I struggle financially. That's the whole reason why I started doing Hello Hustler. My car note was more than my checks. Like, I was struggling. Then I graduated, my mom stopped working. So it was a big struggle for me financially, and I wanted something different. So I had to really get my finances together and really buckle down and put the time and effort to go and seek that knowledge. Like I said, that knowledge part is that hard part, waking up at 8 a.m. and putting that time, that effort, clocking in for yourself. That was like the big game changer, because I wake up at 10 o'clock, you know, I'll get to it later. I'll go look up that information later, and later come and never happening. So I really had to like get on myself. I had to set a schedule, set alarms, and really be persistent and consistent with it. That's the big thing, consistency. Because it's going to be times where you're not seeing no results, and that's the hard times, honestly. Where you're not seeing no results and your friends are moving and you like, bro, why is it just not going how I want it to go? Like, it's not flourishing how I'm thinking it's gonna flourish. But that's the time where you really got to hit the ground. You really got to hit the grit and just keep running, keep going. So that's honestly what it was for me. Just gotta be consistent. Be consistent. Even when it's not working, be consistent. Don't look at it, it's like, oh, it's not working. Well, how can I get it to work? You gotta change your mindset. How can I get it to work? Say, oh, well, I ain't got the money. How can I get the money? Change your verbiage and how you moving, and things will work out. You eventually start solving things, start figuring things out. So when you come about problems, you're like, man, I dealt with that before. That's small stuff to a giant. I got this.
I got it. I like that. You know, and a lot of times we think about things, well, me personally, I look over my business and then I look over my life, right? And I'm like, man, I'm where I always wanted to be. Growing up as a child, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Well, I said I was going to be a businessman, and of course, entrepreneur is business, you know what I mean? So what was that dream when you were a kid to where you say, when I grow up, I'm going to be that?
Oh, okay, don't laugh at me. My dream when I was a kid, honestly, was a singer, but I knew growing up I wanted to be in front of people.
I get the singer vibes from you, like, for real. I
Can't sing a note.
I get it. I see it.
Can't sing a note, but eventually, with my story, my health condition and stuff like that, I wanted to talk to people, encourage them. You know, I've had doctors tell me I want to go make the C18 because of my health conditions. And if I was going to be on the feeding tube and breathing monitor. I'm 27 and I'm living, you know.
Living your best life.
Living my best life. So it was just a matter of encouraging people, like, you know, it's people who didn't have worse. You think your story bad, but it's people who didn't been through worse, you know. My own mother was a drug addict. So it's people who always got a story, but their success don't to be determined by their story. You know, that's my past. They don't depict who I am in the future. I ain't who I was. So, you know, that's what really made me want to do this and take that step out on faith, and really made me want to be in front of people. And then my job, I have mentees. I had people that latched onto me, and I didn't even know I was really speaking life into them, and I was. So just seeing how they thrived off of me thriving. I wasn't telling them nothing. I wasn't trying to be Oprah. I was just telling them stuff I went through. Like, yo, I done been through what you've been through, and I'm telling you now, it's not going to end pretty on how you doing it. So just them motivating me and, you know, really latching on to me really was like, okay, this is it. You done found it. You know, Hello Hustler is it. So you got to go for it, full throttle. Introduce people to, you know, different entrepreneurs and ask them questions on how they've been thriving within their business and some struggles they face. So you can eventually not make the same mistakes they made, and you can thrive in your own business.
Like, so I know you said, like, growing up as a child, you wanted to be a singer. A little bit of Lauryn Hill, you know what I'm saying? I get the Mary J vibe, you know what I mean?
Erica.
Little Erica, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you gonna throw Erica in there, you know?
That's my girl.
But, you know, and I know you talk about your experiences. Can you give a little bit about, like, your experience and, like, how did you get through those experiences as a child? And now to, you know, to make it to as a successful adult?
Honestly, growing up, like I said, I wasn't raised by my biological mother. I was raised by my cousin. My biological mom was a drug addict, and my cousin's mother got my mom off the street to keep her clean while she was pregnant with me. And then when she had me, it was like, you know, you can go, but Jamaya has to stay. So I eventually stayed with them. So the woman who raised me is not my mother, she's my cousin. But I've always known her as mom. Her kids are my brothers. I don't say that's my god brother, you know, they're my brothers. So just facing the mother with the drug addiction, it was challenging as a kid because I was just so angry, so hurt. You know, I faced a lot of things as far as like myself, self-esteem, my love life, but that's something I took a look at, you know, eventually in life. I believe we all have a path for a reason. And one thing that I also faced was like when it's time to graduate, I got my degree and I don't use it. It's so mind blowing to me. Like, and I want to tell people, like, you ain't gotta go to college to find your purpose. Don't waste that time. Don't let people tell you, you know, you gotta go to college to make something of yourself, because that ain't always the case. You know, you ain't gotta go to college. So having a mother that, you know, was a drug addict, and, you know, somebody else take care of me, I felt like I owed it to her. She took me off of, you know, not necessarily took me off the street, but she took care of me when my mother couldn't. So I felt like I owed it to her to be something big. I owed it to my brothers to show them, like, yo, you know, football ain't it. You know, I understand you like football, but you could be an entrepreneur too. There's plenty of athletes who are entrepreneurs and make money, you know, not just off of football. You know, they make more checks just being an entrepreneur than playing football. So I felt like it was up to me to do that. And then once I got that news, when I was trying to graduate, it took me 5 years, man. 5 years.
Hey, listen, it took me 6 years to graduate from college, so I know the grind. I understand the struggle.
It was a struggle. 5 years, and that right before graduation, I got dropped from my classes because of financial aid. I ran out. So that was like a money problem. That's what kind of struck the money, the hungriness in me, like, go out and get it. Like, I had 2 classes. 2 classes. I needed $4,000. I couldn't borrow it from nobody. No family member was gonna take out a loan. My mama credit wasn't good. My credit wasn't good. I had to get the money. I got $2,000 scholarships, and I grinded for the rest. I lied to my job. I lied to my job and told them I graduated, but my job, you know, is housing. So once they got the list that I didn't graduate, they was like, oh, well, you know, we might, because you're supposed to be a full-time employee. How you gonna go to school and whatnot? So I begged my dean. I'm like, I got 2 classes, please. Just like, let me do an independent study, please. I need to graduate. I did a Saturday class, and I did independent study, and I worked 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Grinding. I had to. I had 2 classes. I didn't get this far for 2 classes not to go. So once them, you know, I graduated, and then my mom stopped working because she caught lupus. Well, she got lupus. It said a different type of grind to me. Now I was like, okay, I'm tired of being broke and having a job. Like, I got a job that paid me decent money. Like, when I say I was getting paid and I didn't have no pay rent, no cable bill, no nothing. I didn't have no bills but my personal bills, car insurance. Like, I have nothing to show for my money. Now something got to change. So then I started to try to change the financial cycle of living check to check, saving money, putting money up, really holding myself accountable to my budgets. I started to change everything within myself. That's why I'm like, your change starts with you, essentially. All them toxic traits, you can't be rich and blowing your money. You gonna be a rich broke man.
I like that. Rich broke. So you're rich broke.
Yeah,
I like
you gonna
that.
be
I like
rich
that.
broke.
Like
so I had to change me and how I was moving, how I was operating, become essentially here, you know. And it's still a process. I'm still learning, still growing. The brand is still evolving, still trying to get up out there.
So would you say that was the birth of Hello Hustler?
Yes.
Yeah. Talk about that. What? How did that come about? How did you come up with the name and the concept? Because when I hear Hello Hustler, the first time it was presented to me, I was like, that's different. That's dope. Like hello, hustler.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you.
Like, hello, I'm here.
Yeah,
and
I'm
here.
I'm a hustler.
I'm
like,
about my bread.
Yeah. How did that whole concept come about?
Man, so my best friend since freshman year, I was hitting her up. I'm like, V, I'm gonna start a brand, and I'm telling her what I want to do. I'm gonna interview people. I was just like, that's gonna be my brand. I'm gonna have my own show. And she was like, what you gonna call it? And I was like, I don't know why. I was like, Hello Mogul. That was what it was at first. She was like, I don't like the flow of that. It sounded a little funny. I don't like the flow of that. So we played around with it for like maybe 2 days, and then she hit me. She's like, I got it. I was like, what? She's like, Hello Hustler. I said, oh, that's fire. That's it. And I just loved it from there. I'm like, yo, I'm giving 10% every time my name is used. Like, that's it.
I like that.
So from there, it just Hello Hustler. And then I just started evolving on how I wanted to, do it. Started picturing what I wanted my show to look like, how I wanted to present information. And that still took time. It took me months to kind of really see. I had to look at other entrepreneurial pages, see what they was bringing, see what they wasn't bringing, so I can bring it to the people. It took some research. It took some time.
Got it. So with the Hello Hustler concept, what all does that involve, though? I know you're doing like a lot of community work. I know you're doing your show. You're doing your clothing brand. Like, what can people expect from that? Like, what's the full scope of Hello Hustler?
I feel like the people can expect for them to receive knowledge on how to expand their hustle. So if you're doing hair, if you're a teacher, if you want to do a farm, my first interview was with a girl who owns a farm, went to Prairie View, quit her job, started her own farm, has her own cow and everything. Like, crazy. Bun B just did a video at her farm. It's so crazy. So I want to teach people, like, whatever you like to do, whatever your passion is, it's a ways to go about it. You just got to think about it. You got to open up that box. Don't ever put a cap on yourself. When you think you looking at the big picture, it's a bigger picture outside of that. You just have to, picture it and think about it and dream it and actually go for it. It's going to take some hustle. It's going to take some grinding. It's going to take some work, but you got to go for it. But I just want to introduce people to those different avenues, different ways they can expand their hustle. You good at math? Have you tried taxes? You like realty? Okay. Have you tried to be an adjuster? Have you tried to be an appraiser? Like, have you tried different things to expand your hustle? So that's one thing I want to definitely bring to the people. How to, have their money work for them and have different avenues of money.
Got it. And, a lot of times I think about stuff, and I think about conversations, and I think about my past experience and where I want to go. As a hustler, it's always like you're thinking about the next move.
Step, like,
what's next? How do you balance like your everyday life and being a woman entrepreneur? Because I know that can be hard, just being an entrepreneur period, but a woman entrepreneur, a black woman entrepreneur, and you're a millennial. Like, how do you deal with all of that?
Honestly, it's a little tough because I have my days where my day job is just mentally draining, but it's a mental battle. I learn as I'm learning and growing. That's why I really want to start the show now, so people can learn and grow with me. It's a mental battle. I really have to get my mindset right. After work, I work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, so after 5, that's when it's grind time.
That's when the real work starts.
That's when the real work essentially starts. So I really have to get my mindset right. And then I have to start my days right. So what I'm putting into my body, what I'm listening to while I'm at work, how I'm talking, I try to put as much positivity and speak it out. So when I want to do stuff, I don't think it's not obtainable. I want to think that everything is obtainable that I want to reach and do. So I try to always put a little bit of something here and there. My job is pretty much to where I'm at a computer, thank God. So, you know, I'm in an office. I just get interrupted by my team, but that's okay. That's part of being a manager. When you an entrepreneur, you gonna have different people interrupting you, trying to get your time. So this is just only preparing me for the future. You know, it's only preparing me. So I try to give a little bit of my time to everything else. I try to keep a schedule from 8 to 12. I'm working on my job stuff. And then from 12 to 5, I'm trying to, look up some stuff for Hello Hustler, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. You know, I try to clear up everything so I have a little bit of time. And then after 5, you know, eat. And then that's it.
Grind.
That's it.
Yeah, nah, the grind don't stop, you know, and that's what a lot of people think, you know. I remember working on a job, being a manager, similar situation, being a manager and having to come home and work on my own business. And it's so taxing on your mind when you're in a leadership role.
Because ain't nobody paying you for it. You're not getting paid for that.
Exactly.
You're not getting paid for that. Nobody's telling you to clock in. Nobody's telling you you go get the bread for that. You gotta go and make that stuff happen.
Because, you know, as managers, we can be spoiled on jobs. Bonuses and incentives for doing great things, and your team is expanding and people. But when you're in your business, like, no one's giving you a high five for selling a shirt, or nobody's giving nobody's except for the people that support you. But right there beside you, it's not really nobody. You're by yourself. You know, you're by yourself, and I notice a lot of times that, you know, that just makes me work harder, you know, and it makes me think about what I'm doing and prioritize my time. And I heard you say that you speak things and you like to put good things in your body. When it comes to like food and music and just culture as a whole and arts, like, what are those type of things that you're consuming?
As far as like food and things like that, I graduated with my degree in nutrition and dietetics. Food and stuff like that, you know, that's pretty much easy for me. I graduated with my degree in nutrition. As far as like music and stuff like that, I like to start off with God. Me personally, He puts me in a great, you know, positive mood. I fought some demons. You know, everybody has their own demons. You know, so I notice that anger is my comfort emotion. And so I had to really just start off on the right tip with God. So in the morning, I like to listen to, you know, gospel music. I like to pray. If I wake up early enough, I like to meditate, really get my mind together. You know, most mornings I like to get up, you know, work out, meditate, pray, and really just get, hey, it's grind time, you know. Motivational matters. That's something also they'll be able to look for on Hello Hustlers page. Just motivating them in the morning. Sometimes you need that prep talk. It's good morning, it's time to get it, let's go. You need that music to kind of get you in that working mindset so you can get up and go. That midday motivation, that's another thing we're gonna be looking for, because sometimes, you know, midday you like, okay, we've been grinding all morning. I'm tired. It's lunchtime. I'm ready to go.
Get the itis.
Man, it get crucial, but it don't stop. The hustle don't stop. Money never stops, you know. It really doesn't. It never stops. So you got to be prepared for that, because that's a different type of hustle.
It is, man.
It's a mindset game.
It's a mindset game. I like that. And your shirt says it's a mindset game,
it's
man.
It's a mindset game.
And, you know, with mindset covers everything. What tips would you give a young lady who may look at this and say, man, like, obviously you're a beautiful young lady, you're young, you know, you're successful, and even when she hear your story and say, man, she came from a similar situation, but I can't do it, what information or what would you tell that young lady?
I would tell her, find your motivation. For me, when I graduated, I knew I wasn't going back home to my mom's house. Like, man, I was the oldest person, so I was like, man, I'm not going back home. I'm gonna be taking care of people, dishing out money for this. I ain't got money for that. Like, I am not going back home. So I made that my mission. So once I graduated, I did not go back home. I did not got my job, full-time job, salary. I made sure I made it my mission, but I did certain things strategically. You know, always think about your future. Whatever decisions you're making now, it's gonna affect you in the future. One thing I messed up was my credit. Like, I messed up my credit. Now I'm paying for it in my future, but, you know, always think about how it affects you 5 years from now. You know, being a younger person, we like to live in the moment. You know, we like to turn up, have fun, but sometimes that time we waste turning up and having fun and not putting into ourselves and how we're going to develop in the future, it can hinder us. So when you get 27, you like, yo, I ain't got nothing going for myself. I'm still living check to check. I ain't got no house. Still living in this apartment. You know, it becomes a day-to-day cycle. You don't want to get caught up up in a cycle. So change how you're putting things out there. I don't like to say, well, I can't do this, or I don't know how I'm gonna do this. How can I? I like to ask myself, how can I? Yeah. Okay, what you want? Okay, so how can you go and get that? Okay, that's the problem. How can you get them to say yes? It's no, it's definite. Exactly. You know, you got to change your approach. They might say no because you did it about this way. Okay, let me change this. Let me move that. Let me say this differently. Let me present this to them differently. And go back on with the same plan. You just got to change your approach. Change your mindset. It's a mindset game.
Yeah, it's a mindset game.
Change your mindset. And
I can see that as a board game. It's a mindset game.
No, for real. I'm trying to tell you a little financial game. I'm here for it.
Hey, that need to be a Think Big, Hello Hustler collab. You know what I mean? Trade cards or whatever. You know what I mean? Because, you know, motivating people.
Property, all that.
Like all that. Because people need that. They need to hear and they need to see that everybody's not making millions. You know what I mean? Some people are making thousands.
But then that makes me question, like, what do you consider rich or being wealthy? What do you want to be? Because a lot of people say, I want to be rich. You can be rich in health. You can be rich
it's
in
a mindset game.
Exactly. So where do you want to be rich at? You determine that.
You determine that. Because, you know, people, we may look at one situation and then look at another situation and try to compare the two. But like you said, it's the mindset that goes behind it. Because I can be broke. Well, not broke, because I don't like to say broke, but I can have no money and be happy. Yeah. And another man can have millions of dollars and be miserable. Yeah. Who's rich? Yeah. It's a mindset. Now, he has money, he's wealthy, but when it comes to rich,
is he rich though? Because you can look at a man in New Balances and some cargos, you know, and you be like, he ain't got that much money. He probably be the richest man in the room.
And that's what I noticed, that when people really got money,
they don't like to flaunt it. They don't
because why would I want to show you that I got money so you can ask for it?
You know the craziest thing I heard? This man said, why would I buy something I'm worth more than? I say, oh, that's crazy. Why would I buy something that I'm worth more than?
Wow.
You got a point there.
That's deep.
Why would I buy something that I'm worth more than?
I like that.
I was like, that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's a bar.
That is. I had 16. That's really a bar.
Man, that's that kind of.
So, yeah, you got to really change that mindset. Your mindset will determine a lot, and your perspective will determine a lot. Determine a lot.
So let me ask you this. With that being said, I know you talked about, you know, all the things that you're going to be doing, the morning motivation, the midday motivation. If you could just give us just a little taste of a little bit of morning motivation so we can have something to expect in the morning when we wake up.
Oh, I got my Hello Hustler playlist right now. Okay. I'm building my playlist up. So I start off with my music, you know, get them amped up, get everybody prepped up, ready for the day. And, you know, hello hustlers, it's your girl Maya J. You here for morning motivationals. It's time to get up, get at it, get out, get your hustle on. If you ain't ready, get ready, and we'll go from there. We'll start our motivational, whatever the topic is.
This interview over, man. I'm about to go do something. You just
whatever the topic is. I want to touch on different things, you know, as far as motivation, because you can have things holding you back as far as like friends, family. Family can be like a big setback for a lot of people, and it was for me as well. Giving out too much money. I was giving out the money I was supposed to be putting in my business. You know, it's different things that can hold you back.
How you tell your family no? Like,
yeah, okay, so what I learned, somebody told me, is if you tell them no, what do you think they're gonna do? Find a way. And it was.
Yep.
It was. I told them no, and found a way.
Yeah, they'll go to somebody else.
Yeah. You know, sorry for them, but I love you. I can't do it. You know, you need 50. I ain't got that. I got 25. I can't give my all and then expect, you know, a business to flourish. It's just not how it's gonna go.
Not for real.
So you gotta budget right, plan right, and actually put, you know, some work behind it.
You know, and a lot of times when people asking for stuff, they asking for things that they really don't need.
Or they really don't know what they really you know, getting themselves into.
Exactly, because if your light bill is due and you need money for your light bill, it's not the money that you need. It's the financial literacy you need to figure out how I can budget and how I can, you know what I mean? So a lot of times people think it's a money problem, but it's not.
It's that finance, manage your money.
It's that mind.
Man, it's a mindset.
It's a mindset game. And that's why I like your brand so much, because everything, you know, goes back to the mind. You know, me with Think Big, it's like everything goes back to your mind and the way you think and how you think. And with that being, how you shaping yourself. What does Think Big mean to you?
Think big means to me is think outside that box. Like I said, you see the picture frame, you see that, but it's something bigger. It's always something bigger. So for me, it's like, okay, property. I'm a resident director. I manage 763 beds of students and a staff of 13 in a maintenance team. That's my day job. That's what I do Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, man, I like my job. I'm good at what I do. I'm good at dealing with residents. I'm good at dealing with parents. Okay. Property management company. I know some homeboys that's trying to get their own property, get their own rentals. Yeah, that's thinking big.
Wow. So now while you at your job, you're figuring out ways to create outside jobs that pertains to your job.
Exactly. That's thinking big. And even that's why I want to encourage people to do with Hello Hustler. It's plenty of things that I can do. I want to jump into real estate. Okay. You can be an adjuster. With an adjuster, you got to see what damage is done to a property. Well, you benefit yourself if you're going to look at a rental property, you an adjuster, so you can see, damages that's done to it, how much it's going to cost to get it fixed and so forth. Even with property management, okay, I can manage, some properties. I can even be a freelance, go on Fiverr, go on Top Till, be a freelancer, manage some properties, even be a virtual assistant. It's things I can do from my computer, So try to find ways to make more money while I'm stationary at my day job. I know I'm going to be at a computer all day, be by a phone. Why not? Be a wholesaler. The wholesalers got people doing cold calling for them. Call and learn how to do cold calling. You can do wholesale. Essentially, you don't need a real estate license for that. All you doing is selling contracts to houses, but it's obtainable. You can do it. You just got to figure out a way to do it.
That's game. Y'all don't even catch that.
Them gems.
Them gems, for real. You just, you literally dropped like 10 gems. Back to back to back to back to back. Oh, my God,
I'm
man.
trying to tell y'all.
You done gave away my whole business plan. We're going to edit now. We're not going to edit that out. We're going to keep that. But that was some good stuff, Jamaya. Man, this has been a really good interview. I really appreciate you.
Man,
if you could just let the people know where they can find you at, what's in store for Hello Hustler.
Definitely. So you guys can go ahead and find me on Instagram, Hello Hustler. That's the name. YouTube as well, Hello Hustler. I'll be having some videos up. This interview will be up as well. My girl Ivy, who owns her own farm, I'll be interviewing her shortly, so that video will be up. I have a friend who does YouTube. It's called Bless the Belly. He interviews different restaurants around the Houston area. That'll be coming soon. So I got some hot stuff that's gonna be coming out.
Got some heat coming. And listen, y'all stay on the lookout for Jamaya and Hello Hustler. Support her. Go on her Facebook, her Instagram. Subscribe to her YouTube channel.
Check me out.
And
Hello
like
Hustler.
I always say, it's Thursday, right? Yeah.
Let's get it.
Think Big Thursday.
Let's get it.